Welcome guys in this new tutorial, and in this lecture we are going to talk about buttons, switches and indicators. Buttons and switches are the most basic element in order to turn on, turn off devices or adjust some parameters manually. While indicators are used to read certain state of your panel, like if the motor is running or it's in stop mode or it is in busy mode. Now these elements, especially buttons and switches, are very basic. So all they contain is a contact that if you press it, it's going to latch, and if you release it, it's going to delatch. Now here we are looking at different types of switches and buttons. And if you remember relays, they contain the same type of contacts and terminal, like the NO, NC, and the common. So we can simply think about it as a relay, but without a coil. And instead of a coil, we just press to latch and delatch. Now let's start from the left-hand side. We have a rotary switch. The rotary switch has a common, contact 1 and contact 2. Now, when you rotate it, it has two positions. Position 1 connects common with C1, which is contact 1. And position 2 connects common with C2, which is contact 2. This one is used for on-off switching, and it has an advantage that it can maintain its state. If you rotate it to the right, it will stay on the right, the same as on the left. Some switches will not maintain their state, so if you rotate it to the right, once you release it, it will return to the left automatically. Now let's check the one in the middle. We have a normally closed button, or as we called it in relays, NC. This one is normally closed, so if you press it, it will open the circuit. Why would we need such a button? Well, it's used mostly in emergency control. If there is an emergency situation and you want to cut the circuit, you just press the emergency stop button, which will open the circuit. It's also used in start-to-stop manual motor control, which we will talk about in the next section. Now the one on the right-hand side, we have a normally open button. This one is normally in the off state, and when we press it, it will go to the on state. However, this kind of buttons loses their state after releasing. So you press it, it will connect the circuit, you release it, it will disconnect the circuit. It is used to generate pulses or in latching motor start-stop circuits. So for now, just keep in mind that once you press it, it will connect, and once you release it, it will disconnect. Now, since these equipment are used in control, they operate on either AC or DC. They cannot handle a huge amount of current or voltages. That's why they are not connected directly to the load. However, they are connected to contactors or relays so that they can give a small control signal to turn on and off the machine equipment. Now, let's talk about indicators. Indicators are really simple devices. They contain a lamp and they have two terminals. So it depends on the rating. If it's an AC, you connect a phase and a neutral to it and it will turn on. If it's a DC, you connect the positive and the negative to it and it will turn on. So let's check a basic example. We have on the left-hand side a relay which is not energized, and we have two terminals, as we know, the NO and the NC. We have connected the lamp to the NO so that it's normally not powered up. Now, let's say we have a PLC and we are running a motor. And on our panel, we have mounted an indicator to check if the motor is running or not. So the PLC will power up this indicator and we will know that the motor is running. So on the right-hand side, let's say the PLC gave the signal to the relay will latch and the indicator turns on. So this is it for this section, guys. In the next section, we will be talking about protection methods. We will learn about overloads and overcurrents, and we will go deeper into circuit breaker. So see you in the next section.